Ready Expose TV.
Skull topography, cranial positioning lines and surface landmarks. Hi everybody, welcome to Ready Expose TV channel. I'm Gandhi. I would like to show you about cranial positioning lines and surface landmarks. These lines and landmarks are very important to decide a correct position to radiographic examination of cranium. I hope this video is useful to all of you and happy watching. Certain surface landmarks and localizing lines must be used for accurate positioning of the cranium. Each of the following topographic structures can either be seen or palpated. Terminologies. Anatomical position. The anatomic position is an upright position. Arm extended by the side in adducted or down position. Palms of the hand facing forward. Head and feet directed straight ahead. The specific body position is used as a reference for other position terms. When referring to one part of the body in relationship to the other part, the radiographer must always think of the person standing erect in the anatomic position, even when describing parts of the patient lying down. Body planes. Mid-sagittal plane. The mid-sagittal or median plane is divide the body into left and right halves. This plane is important in accurate positioning of the cranium because for every EP and PA or lateral projection, the mid-sagittal plane is either perpendicular to parallel to the plane or the image receptor. Midcornal plane. The midcornal plane divides the body into anterior and posterior part. The other terms, we can call this plane as median articular plane. Axial plane. The axial plane divides the body into superior and inferior. The other terms, we can call this plane as an anthropological plane. Auricular plane. Auricular plane is perpendicular to the anthropological plane, passes through the center of the two external auditory meatus. It is an example of a coronal plane. Cranial landmarks. Vertex. Vertex is the highest point of the skull in the median sagittal plane. Glabella. The glabella is the smooth, slightly raised triangular area between and slightly superior to the eyebrow and above the bridge of the nose. Glabella can found on the frontal bone, immediately superior to the nasion. Nasion. The nasion is the depression at the bridge of the nose. Anatomically, the nasion is the articular or the junction of the two nasal bones and the frontal bones. Supraorbital groove. Slightly above this ridge is a slight groove or depression, termed the supraorbital groove or SOG. The SOG is important because it corresponds to the highest level of the facial bone mass, which is also the level of the floor of the anterior fossa of the cranial fold. Mid-lateral orbital margin. Mid-lateral orbital margin that position the lateral rim near the outer canthus of the eye. Outer canthus. Lateral junction of eyelid, or it is a point where the upper and lower eyelids meet laterally. Inner canthus. The junction where the eyelid meet near the nose. Interpupillary line. The interpupillary line or interorbital line is a line connecting either the pupils or the outer canthi of the patient eyes. When the head is placed in a true lateral position, the interpupillary line must be exactly perpendicular to the plane or to the image receptor. Infraorbital line. Infraorbital line is join the two infraorbital points. Supraorbital margin. The superior rims of the bony orbit of the eye, also as known as superciliary ridge, that is ridge or the arch of the bone extending across the forehead directly above each eye. Infraorbital margin. The inferior rim of the bony orbit of the eye, with the point being located at its lowest point. This point used to determine an infraorbital line. Ear. Ear parts of the ear that might be used as positioning landmark are the auricle, or pinna, or external portion of the ear, the large flap of ear made of cartilage, and the tragus, the small cartilaginous flap covering the opening of ear. The TEA, or top of ear attachment, refers to the superior attachment of the auricle, or that part where the side frames of the eyeglasses rest. That is important landmark because it corresponds to the level of petrous ridge on each side. Acanthion is the midline point at the junction of the upper lip and the nasal septum. This is the point where the nose and upper lip meet. External occipital protuberance inion. The inion is the most prominent point of the external occipital protuberance, a rise of bump along the midline of the lower back of the head near the junction of the head and neck where posterior muscle attach. An extension of the IOML posteriorly approximates the location of the inion, coincident with the median sagittal plane. Gonion. Gonion refers to the lower posterior angle on each side of the jaw or mandible. Mental point. A flat triangular area project forward as the chin, or mentum, in the human. The midpoint of this triangular area, the chin as it appears from the front, is termed the mental point. External acoustic or auditory meatus. The EEM is the opening of the external ear canal. The center point of this opening is called the auricular point. Skull positioning lines. Certain positioning lines are important in skull radiography. These lines are performed by connecting certain facial landmarks to the midpoint of the external acoustic meatus. The first one is globulomeatal line. The most superior of this positioning line is the globulomeatal line, which is not as precise as the other lines because the globula is an area and not a specific point. The GML refers to a line between the globula and EAM. Second one, orbitomeatal line. The orbitomeatal line is a frequently used positioning line located between the outer canthus and the EEM. To the other term, this line is known as orbitomeatal baseline, OMBL, or radiographic baseline. The third one, infraorbitomeatal line. Infraorbitomeatal line is formed by connecting the infraorbital margin to the EAM. Two older terms identify the same line as ridge baseline or anthropologic baseline. Sometimes this is also referred to as simply the baseline of the cranium, also known as the Frankfurter line. Acantiometal line. Acantiometal line, or AML, is a line from the acanthion to the EEM. Lips meatal line. Lips meatal line is a line from the junction of the lips to the EEM. Mentomeatal line. Mentomeatal line is a line from the mental point to the EAM. Globuloalveolar line. The globuloalveolar line connects the globula to a point at the anterior aspect of the alveolar process of the maxilla. This line is used for positioning a tangential projection for the nasal bones. Thank you for watching my video. Please comment below this video. Your critique and suggestion are needed to improve the further video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Also share to all social media. If you have any requests or question, you can write below this video or visit our website at www.readyexposed.com. Thank you.